A very successful meeting here today. 12 opposition leaders met today to discuss the affairs of the country and to chart a way forward, to give hope to the Zambian people on the failures of the UPND, because as opposition, we are the government in waiting, and we just want to agree on how to operate and work with each other. So we're very grateful for the deliberations which have taken place today in a brotherly and sisterly manner amongst all the opposition leaders who were part and parcel of this gathering. So we are very grateful that you are here to talk to us, and I've got the leaders, some of the leaders who are part and parcel of this meeting. Others may have stepped out, but we can assure the Zambian people that the opposition leaders are united in ensuring that the rot, in ensuring that the misrule and the misgovernance by the UPND government must not be perpetuated longer than necessary. So that's why we are here, and thank you very much for coming. The leaders are here. Those who are able to come through to the pictures, they're able to speak one or two words to you. Thank you.
My message is very clear. Okay? That the UPND government came into power with the trademark of lying. That HH and the UPND have continued to lie to the Zambian people, that even as their campaign promises have not been delivered, the man has no sense of humility to apologize to the Zambian people, and therefore our appeal as EF, our appeal as members of this opposition coalition is to say to the Zambian people, you gave MMD 25 years, PF 11 years, give the UPND only 5 years. That HH and the UPND in 2026 must go. Don't wait for them longer than that, because the destruction that they are going to cause to this country will be irreversible. That is our message to the Zambian people across the country.
President Samoy?
Yes, indeed.
Good afternoon, everyone. My message is very simple, from the NDC and of course from the leaders standing here, and of course from the people out there. I think we're all seeing what's happening in this country. The biggest opposition that the UPND even has, it's even more than us as opposition leaders, it's themselves. The kind of things that they are doing, I think nobody is happy about. So at the end of the day, it's not about us opposition even telling the people to say this is what is going on. The people are feeling it. Yes. As of yesterday, they were telling us that inflation has gone down, or down to how much? Is it 10.2% now? But everything in this country is still going up. So the UPND has introduced new economics that we have never seen before, anywhere in the world, where the inflation is going down, everything else seems to be going down, but the cost of living remains the same. It's going up. So right now, people in their homes, as they watch me right now, even, sorry to say, I won't mention the word which you like to call the people that praise all the time, but even those that are watching me and maybe disagreeing because they belong to the UPND, they know what they're going through in their own homes. It's difficult. It's very, very difficult. People are struggling to survive out there. So that's the biggest opposition that you have yourselves in your homes. You don't have to wait for anybody to tell you. And long gone are politics whereby something is happening and then you're just quiet, something is happening and you're waiting. You're waiting for what? There's a correlation between the way you vote and the way you live. I always say that. There's that correlation. And right now the correlation is that what the people voted for is absolutely a disappointment. So people do have a chance to rectify this. And like what President Kabimba said, we don't have to wait for 10, 20 years. 2026, let's do the right thing. The UPND gained power through false pretenses. I think President Kabimba said that in the other statement, and I laughed when I watched him say that, because I've been saying the same thing. These people got power through or under false pretenses. So at the end of the day, as Zambian people, don't wait for anybody to tell you anything. Look at yourselves. What is happening in your home? We don't have different shops. We all go to the same shops to buy things. We all go to the same gas stations to buy gas, and it's difficult. Thank you so much.
Well, as New Congress Party, all would like to say is this. The people of Zambia vote in a government in order to reduce their cost of living. And I think there was a change of government because the cost of living was purported to be high. My call to the New Dawn government is that reduce the cost of living, reduce the fuel, reduce any other thing that was promised. Then the Zambian people will be able to say, yes, this is the government that we wanted. But for now, it's the opposite. The cost of living is extremely high. And my call to the Minister of Finance is that you cannot subsidize on the international community, especially the people that own the mine, by giving them tax holidays when you can't subsidize for the people. As NCP, we stand for the poor, and we believe subsidizing the Zambian people with fuel subsidy and others benefits all. Thank you.
After Honorable Tayali, we are going to have Honorable Musa, then Honorable Zinda will cap it up.
No, let me do it first.
Please, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm very grateful to have been invited to this meeting, despite not being a president of any political party. And I want to believe that that is in recognition of my contribution to Zambia's political dispensation. The Zambians have been greatly and grossly disappointed. We've noticed that what we fought for was not on behalf of the Zambian people, but it was on behalf of foreign interest and personal interest, where people want to achieve certain goals, probably to be the first multi-billionaire Zambians in terms of dollars. I think that's what the current leadership is competing for. And it is incumbent upon ourselves to come together, create a critical mass, bring all our strengths to the fore, and reclaim the Zambian interests, and make sure that the Zambian victory does not continue reflecting into Zambian cries at the moment. The Zambians are crying. You cannot start celebrating reducing the levels of inflation rate by simply squeezing money out of the economy. Those that are selling goods and services do not have customers. Customers do not have the disposable income to be able to look after their welfare. And for you, you start celebrating, putting a smile on your face when your mandate was to put a smile on the Zambians that voted for you. So we feel that we need to start coming together as opposition leaders, opposition organizations come together and make sure that we take Zambians to where they desire to be. At the moment, like Honorable Cornelius Mutua is saying, they don't even have the confidence to predict which way elections would go if they were held today again. And I agree with Cornelius Mutua. I also agree with Cornelius Mutua that let the UPND listen to the cries of the people, to the advice of the opposition. If they do, that will be the beginning of political wisdom for the UPND. But I know they can't. They can't agree because their current character is driven by personality and wrong reasons why they formed the government. In fact, they formed government as just a gift. It was never a fight between UPND and PF, never. They formed government because it was a fight between the Zambian people and the PF, and a void was created. They were the foremost people in terms of political organization, and they simply stepped in. A fight between themselves and the PF, for instance, today, left alone, I don't think UPND would win to the extent that they won. Thank you very much.
Well, I think from my point of view, I think I would like to dispel this assertion that has been going on, that there is no opposition in this country, and the opposition in this country is divided. I think what you have seen today is a sign that there is the opposition. We are here, and we are not isolated. We are talking to each other. We may be different political parties. I know somebody who ran to say now they are forming a coalition. Now, no. We came together as leaders, different political parties, to share ideas on various issues relating to our country. And I'm sure my other leaders will not will permit me to say some of the issues would be like the issues relating to, you know, the cost of living, the issues relating to human rights, the issues relating to constitutions, the issues relating to some of the agreements that this government is going into, like the AFRICOM. I mean, these are some of the issues that we are discussing, and we want to engage the UPND government on these pertinent issues, because this country does not belong to President Hakainde Hichilema alone. This country does not belong to UPND. It belongs to all of us. So all the issues that relates to this country, we want this government to know that we will be engaging them, and we will actually heighten the engagement. You will see how we handle some of these issues. So President Hakainde Hichilema and the UPND should not be very comfortable to think that they have got a blank check and they can do whatever they want. We are watching them, and some of the issues that we have spoken about, you will see us taking, you know, vigorous actions in relation to some of these things that have happened. On the AFRICOM, I want them to know that they entered into that. They didn't consult the rest of us. We are six stakeholders. What is going on? We will see how we are going to engage them. I think this is basically what I wanted to tell the Zambian people, that the opposition is there and we are all united.
Hakainde has always complained when he has heard that members of the Patriotic Front are having meetings. He has said they are regrouping. Today is an epitome of how not only the PF but other opposition political parties are starting to work together. If the regrouping of the PF is giving him headaches, I'm sure that today is a good day for him to realize that the bed on which he sleeps is not a rosy bed, because the opposition have decided to come together. The opposition are coming together to handle matters of common interest. And our common interest is driven by our realization that Michael Chilufya-Sata was right and Levi Mwanawasa was right. When Michael Sata said under 5 politicians cannot be given authority to govern over a country, he was right. All of us Zambians have realized that we gave power to an under 5 politician. Under 5 because everything that he said and is not delivering on, he doesn't even have the courage to apologize. That is exactly what an under 5 child does, because an under 5 child does not commit themselves to anything, and you cannot incriminate an under 5 child if they deceive you, if they don't deliver on their promises. This is the reason why President Bali, Sami Hichilema, thinks that he can just get away with this without apologizing to the Zambian people. But also this vindicates Levi Patrick Mwanawasa when he told the author of his biography about how unfaithful and how untruthful one Hakainde Hichilema is. Levi, in the book written by Malupenga, said you can't trust him. He never tells the truth. And we, leaders of various political parties, have decided that it is our duty to meet quite often so that we can address the Zambian people, to remind them of the many promises that Bali, Sami, Hakainde Hichilema made for him to ascend to the office of president. So that for once, Sami must now start to turn up for his line of deceit. Besides the leaders who have spoken here, there are many others who were not here, who attended our meeting but did not manage to come here. Socialist Party was here, President Kateka was here, President of Democratic Party Harry Kalaba was here, you saw President of EFF was here. There were 12 leaders of different political parties who came together. And we came together not because we wanted to have any plan of action. We came together because we are driven by a common agenda, the agenda of speaking on behalf of those millions of Zambians who feel like us, deceived by UPND and especially by President Bali. I would like to request President Bali, please, for once, President Bali, can you tone down? Gule wa mukulu amene aenda wakavina akalibo vina enda oza wantu totani choyamba nikalibo vina. You clap for me nikalibo vina because you are my best dancer, ends up being the worst dancer. President Bali is always looking forward to people applauding him. He wants people to clap. Can you imagine him saying to the Zambian people, this is the very first time that we are meeting Europeans in Zambia. Europeans have been in Zambia all the time. He has a meeting with them and he says, this is the first meeting for Europeans with the government. He brings the Minister of Chani from Britain. That is the first minister who has come to Zambia. He forgets that even the Queen was in Zambia before. 1979, when him and me were still in primary school. The Queen came to Zambia, but he can't remember all these things. For him, everything is first.
Social studies.
Now, let me also remind him that President Bali, you are the 7th President of the Republic of Zambia. You are not the first. The 6 predecessors of yours all contributed to the development of this country. And you found this country where it is because of the work of the 6 predecessors of yours. Yes. Please give them respect. Don't demean them and call them a clique of thieves and try to make it appear as though you are the only one who was sent by God to be a president of this country. As a matter of fact, listen to me, my friend, and I'm addressing you. I know you're watching. Listen to me, Bali, my dear friend. The ones who went before us will always be wiser than us because we only learn from them. If you discard their wisdom, you do it at your own peril. Please give respect to those who were before you. Then and only then will you be able to make any meaningful contribution to this country. If you continue to think you are the Alpha and the Omega, I can assure you, your end is going to be disastrous. Thank you.
Just in case.
That is a good one.